So, the WNBA edition of NBA 2K25 was announced, and the cover, A'ja Wilson. Before we get on to it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 20,100 by the end of the day, and right now we are 31 subscribers off. So, the cover. I don't mind one of the covers. I do not mind the WNBA edition cover. I don't hate this cover. I really don't hate this cover. I hate the glow on the outside, but I don't hate this cover. Of all the 2K covers, other than the Vince one, this is probably the best. The second best cover. The All-Star Edition cover is terrible. It's an absolutely terrible cover. But A'ja Wilson is on the cover. Does she deserve to be on the cover? Yeah. Yeah. No question about it. No question about it. The champ, the finals MVP, and probably the unanimous MVP this year. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. A'ja Wilson deserves to be on the cover. For the people being like, oh, but what about Angel Reese? What about Caitlin Clark? Do you guys realize how long the process of getting someone on a cover is? Like the rights for everything. How long that whole process is of getting someone on the cover for a game. It's not quick. It is not a super quick process. This takes the guts of a year. I would not be surprised if, you're seeing, there's no Tatum lifting the trophy because that cover had to be approved. With all the approval stuff, it takes the guts of a year. And up until April of this year, or maybe March, there was no guarantee that either of the rookies were going to come into the WNBA in the first place. A lot of people thought that Angel Reese should have stayed for another year at LSU because her draft spot was as great as she's been as a rookie. A lot of people thought, okay, yeah, she still just has some flaws in her game. She's going to be a late first round pick and maybe another year in college, and she might be the number 2 pick in next year's draft. But she bet on herself. She got pick number 7. She ended up in a perfect situation, and now she might win Rookie of the Year. And with Caitlin Clark, a lot of people thought maybe with NIL money, with just how much ridiculous money she's going to be making at Iowa and NIL deals, that she might stay for another year. That she might stay and see how the team gets on. But then obviously with Kate Martin and Gabby Marshall leaving, I think it's the right decision for her to leave Iowa as well. So she broke all the records. There was nothing to do. That's all I'm going to say. There was nothing... There was really nothing that she had to do because they're probably not going to win a championship, especially without Kate Martin and Gabby Marshall. They're not going to win. They just weren't going to win. So for me, I'm like, it just made no sense for her to go back. But at the same time, the cover does not look bad. Compared to the Jason Tatum one. This one's a great cover. It is a great cover. So, is there much from the W? I think we've seen that there's not going to be a female might player in that game. And again, if you guys are somebody that is... if you're somebody that knows me from back in the day, I was a 2K YouTuber. One of those 2 plaques behind me is from 2K. So I was a 2K YouTuber, fairly big one. A much bigger 2K YouTuber than I am currently a basketball YouTuber. And when I say fairly big one, I mean top 2 or 3 biggest in the world at one stage during the pandemic. But obviously, things have changed since then. But as far as this cover, it is cool. It is very, very cool. And I do like what 2K are doing with the WNBA covers. This is the first... the 2K23 WNBA cover was nice. I didn't like Sabrina's one last year. The cover was... I did not like the Sabrina cover last year. I just thought that one... I just didn't like it. So this was the Sabrina one. I was not a big fan of the Sabrina one from 2K24. I much prefer this year's one than the Sabrina one. But big fan of the Sue Bird Taurasi cover. Now, I like this cover. I like this one for the WNBA covers. So a big fan of that one. But the worst of them all was the Candace Parker cover. The Candace Parker cover, it was close to being good. I just don't like it. I just didn't like the white outline. and not like the white outline around it. At the same time, I'm trying to think, did I get any of these as a physical copy? I didn't. The last time I got a physical copy is when 2K sent me one in 2K21. They sent me a few physical copies. And like obviously I just download the game. So still, it doesn't really matter. You can only get this in GameStop if you are in the United States. If you're not in the United States, you're not able to get this. Is it the biggest deal in the world? No. But it's still cool that you got onto a cover of a video game. Look, it doesn't matter as much as it did back in the day. Like, back in the day, being on a video game cover meant something. And people are like, oh, but like, what about Caitlin Clark? What about Angel Reese? Like, what about them? What about them? A'ja Wilson is incredibly popular. She's incredibly popular, and I don't really care what anyone says. Like, A'ja Wilson is probably the third most popular player, maybe? Unless you want to just count Aaliyah Boston. But she's also the best. She's the best. She had a 20-20 game last night. So, she's just, regardless of how the Aces get on, even if they are the 4th seed, I think that she's been so much better than everyone else that she's guaranteed the MVP. And 2K picked a good cover. So, in and around the time this game comes out, she's probably going to be announced as MVP. Do I think they win a 3rd championship in a row? That's tough to say. That is really tough to say. Because obviously no Candace Parker this year. Chelsea Gray's not Chelsea Gray as of right now anyway. But it doesn't really matter because Jackie Young's playing the best basketball of her career. And A'ja Wilson is absolutely balling. She is absolutely balling. So let me know what you guys think. Are you guys indifferent to the fact that she's on the video game cover? Are you guys happy that she is the WNBA cover? Or do you guys not play video games at all? Do you guys not play at all? Because obviously my opinion on this might be different as someone who from 19 till 20, till 2 months ago, till nearly 28. So for basically a decade playing video games my full-time job. So obviously maybe I have a little bit more more stock in something like this than most of you guys probably do. So yeah, that is the video. Let me know. Am I just looking too far into this? Is this completely irrelevant? Or is this something big? I think it's something cool. I think the WNBA editions are cool. I've never got one of them. I just really hope that they allow WNBA players to play in the My Team game mode, which I've been asking for the last half a decade. But anyway, that is the video, lads. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.